Is China's economic growth dying? Many analysts are keeping their fingers crossed that China would once again save the globe from the slowing growth of major global economies brought on by high inflation and the Ukraine crisis. This is unlike 2008, when the rapid growth of China's economy and the massive boost released by the Beijing government aided the Western world's economic recovery from the Great Recession. Chinese economic problems this time are more severe. Achieving this year's GDP growth target of 5.5% has been all but abandoned. And Premier Li Keqiang cautioned last month that there was little demand for a more stimulative strategy. Because of Beijing's zero-COVID policy, which led to months-long lockdowns on workers in dozens of cities, many enterprises in the world's second-largest economy were forced to close. Chinese policymakers are hesitant to roll back the strict measures for fear of sparking a new and even more dire catastrophe. Moreover, the real estate catastrophe that the government's recent attack on the deaths of real estate developments provoked brought the country's largest builder, China Evergrande, to the verge of bankruptcy. For the first time in a decade, Chinese home buyers have ceased making mortgage payments on unfinished flats, and the amount of residential floor area, a gauge of new building activity, fell by roughly half in the second period. China's central bank reduced interest rates this week in response to slower than anticipated growth in industrial production and retail sales, as well as a 10% year-over-year drop in oil demand in July, despite its refusal to spark additional economic easing until inflation and the pandemic are under control. The central government has been met with suspicion as it attempts to divert attention away from Beijing, as the potential of further stimulus has been put on hold by ordering regional governments to do more to assist stabilize GDP and expand employment chances. In an effort to help regions recover from shutdowns, Beijing unveiled 50 policy measures in May. Subsidies and tax reductions for companies and individuals were among them. In preparation for this month's Politburo meeting, Li traveled to the southern tech powerhouse of Shenzhen this week on what he called an economic fact-finding expedition. Authorities in China are already feeling the heat. In the next months, as President Xi Jinping campaigns for re-election as China's leader in the 20th National Congress of the Chinese Communist Party, support for a new stimulus may grow. The Hong Kong publication Mingpao reports that Xi's third term will be approved at the upcoming summit in November. The impact of any future expansionary policies by Beijing is likely to be limited for the West, in contrast to 2008, when China's 4 trillion yuan, $586 billion, 579 billion euros monetary stimulus helped to stabilize the global economy. But what do you think about China's economy? Will it die? Leave us a comment, and if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. Also, if you want more news, then make sure you press the subscribe button.